Three, two, one. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel with me, the reviewer slash reactor, back again for a brand new video. And today I'm going to be, well, you can see it from the title up above, of course. But before I get to any of that, sort of explaining what's going on and why I'm reacting to it. So, CinemaCon just wrapped up. I don't know if you guys know what CinemaCon is. I'm assuming there's some who know, some who don't know, maybe some who have some idea. But from what I can explain about it, essentially, movie studios who have certain projects that are going to be coming out a couple of months or later this year, or maybe even next year, who knows, are starting marketing and promotion for these projects, build hype for them. And they're presenting them at CinemaCon, which is more of an exclusive event, only a couple people invited. Mainly it's people who own movie theaters, they own chains, they own, that sort of thing. So maybe like your local Cinemark, AMC, Regal, something like that. And they were invited along with some critics, maybe some press members, or maybe just a few fans as well. A couple of key fans in there maybe got to sneak in as well to sort of, who obviously have some sort of platform maybe on social media and are known to essentially help promoting the movie themselves. Like they do, I guess, half of the work for them, on their social media platforms, right? So those people were invited, and it just wrapped up. And I think Disney was one of the last few people who had their panel over there to present their couple of projects that are going to be coming out this year from their big IPs, like Pixar, Disney, not Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel. For Pixar, of course, Toy Story 5 is coming out. Well, Disney also has, I guess, their own thing as well. Moana, and so that's coming out as well. What else? Live action one. Of course, for Marvel, we have Avengers Doomsday coming out, right? And, they're showing like maybe some sizzle reels, some first looks, some posters, trailers, that sort of thing, right? I believe Sony was there as well, for Spider-Man Brand New Day, right? Because that's Sony's thing rather than Disney's thing. Sony's more so in charge of the marketing and promotion behind that. Marvel is mainly just there for the filming portion of it, right? But of course, the two have to discuss Spider-Man Tom Holland films, of course. And so there was a first look shown for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And when I say first look, I mean a new look that hasn't been publicly released yet. Of course, there's chatter about it. You can go find about it online. I'm not here to discuss that yet. If you want me to, I definitely can. But a quick synopsis is essentially showing Tom Holland, Peter Parker. He's in the bodega and he stumbles across Ned, right? Who's trying to essentially figure out who Spider-Man is, like, what's his identity, I guess. And he built like this sort of Spider-Man tracker app to like figure out who he is, not necessarily to expose him, but more sort of thank him because he knows that he had saved him and MJ and like his high school members a couple of times, right? So he's been really helpful. And it feels weird because now all of a sudden he's just gone from his life and he feels like he had some sort of personal connection to him, like he actually knew who he was, like he was his friend in some sort of way, right? So that's sort of what they showed going on with that, right? And we see a little bit of MJ and of course both of them finished college, so they're throwing like this party, I guess. They graduated and all that. They moved in to their own apartment, I guess, and have a little housewarming party going on, of course. Tom Holland, Peter Parker stumbles across as well, and like he's trying to figure out what they've been up to, I guess. And of course, MJ, I guess, is starting a relationship with Paul. I'm assuming it's Paul, right? Sort of this brand new character who's been introduced. We saw him in the trailer. I don't know who he was yet. Like I was like, okay, so there's some sort of new love interest for her, I guess, that's coming into motion here. And I think Ned assumed that Spider-Man was either, I think, Flash Thompson or I think one of his teachers. I forgot what his name was, right? Maybe his teacher is like a counselor or something. But people people said it's weird for Ned to assume that because they were both there in Spider-Man Homecoming, right, while they were being attacked, right, when they were in Washington D.C., right, and so it didn't make sense for either of them to be Spider-Man because they were both there alongside of him while Spider-Man showed up. But I think it might just be Ned may have forgotten. It likely seems like he's assuming it's one of those people who are probably from his high school, right? Because there's no other way he would have just casually known who he was. So he's trying to figure it out that way. But in reality, it's just not the truth, right? So it feels like something's missing from him, right? From his memory. And he's trying to figure it out, but, he's not able to do so yet, I guess. And so that's what's going on there. And I think MJ said she was offered a job offer for a company to work for, but she turned it down. I think because she thought they didn't have like good intentions or something like that. They were maybe like nefarious in their own way, I guess. And people are assuming that it may have been Oscorp. Of course, ran by Norman Osborn, and I guess his son might step in as well later on. So that could be something that would be teasing alongside of that. Of course, Tom Holland's Peter Parker has faced Green Goblin, Norman Osborn before Willem Dafoe, and so he knows like what he did and how he was the guy who killed his Aunt May. So yeah, like if that's being set up, and I guess what could be Earth 616 world of the MCU, then yeah, so some trouble could be happening. And then of course the last thing is Peter Parker sees MJ and Paul kiss, I guess, and then he quickly leaves, and that's pretty much it. There are probably some ideas, of course, that especially with Daredevil Born Again happening right now. Of course, the Punisher special is coming out later on. That towards the end of the show, this may be a spoiler, so you guys can look away for a little bit. I'll tell you when it's safe. Just read the transcript if it's working out. Is that she or not that that Daredevil goes to prison. He gets for some reason, like, he's locked up in jail. I don't know why, because of course it seems like he's gonna fight Kingpin, and Kingpin's gonna be stepped aside for a bit, but I don't know how that happens, and maybe the Hand is coming after him, because in the comics, as far as what I know, the Hand, there's five like samurai members who are part of it from Japan, I guess, and they are, the comics, I think, first introduced as villains of Daredevil, and maybe they're coming after him. Not sure why. Maybe Kingpin sent them after him, and maybe Peter is there to save him. Not sure why he's fighting them, but hey, it's cool. Like, I'm all for it. No complaints from me. As long as it looks cool, I'm happy. So we got that coming out, and then we also had for Avengers Doomsday, right? Which is what I'm most excited about more than anything, along with Spider-Man, of course. Spider-Man Day, that is with Avengers Doomsday. We got to see like more of like a Doom trailer. It was like a 2-minute long trailer, and from what I heard, most people were really excited by it. There is a couple of people. There's a minority out there which wasn't that happy with it, but you got to admit, like, based off of what you may have heard about the trailer synopsis, just sounds awesome. Like, we get a lot of X-Men, we get old Avengers, new Avengers. Thor is the central character sort of behind it. I guess he's becoming maybe a leader in the film, and then Steve Rogers shows up towards the end as well, and I think it's the voice of Doom, RDJ, sort of acting as the narrator in the background. A lot of fighting is happening. A lot of characters are being shown, and yeah, I think it's pretty serious. Thor like gives like a speech of his own, I guess. I don't know if it's more inspirational, or maybe it's just to show maybe how angry and how maybe terrified he is of what's to come. Maybe emphasizing a darker tone that the film will carry on, and it ends with Doomsday is coming December 18th, 2026. That's sort of what I can put together. Don't really know too much beyond that. If you want to know more detail, you can figure it out. Like I heard, I think Mystique ends up disguising herself, or like transforming into the appearance of Yelena Belova, and Yelena Belova, who is fighting Mystique, ends up fighting herself in a way because it looks like her. So yeah, a lot of cool, crazy stuff is on the way. But anyways, the last thing that we did get, or not the last thing we did get the official final trailer for Mandalorian Grogu film. And that was publicly released, so I have it pulled up on YouTube. We're going to be checking out in just a minute. But before I do so, I want to admit, I guess, I'm going to try to be quick here. As I said before, Mandalorian is the first piece of Star Wars I've ever seen, like, period. And it's kind of Disney Plus's fault, as I mentioned earlier. I was already caught up with the MCU, so there was really nothing on Disney Plus for me to watch that was interesting. Mando came along, my friend recommended it to me, I checked it out. It was the first piece of Star Wars I watched, and I loved it. After I watched season 2, I went ahead and saw the movies, right? And then I saw Book of Boba Fett, Mando 2.5, and I just don't get why. Because when season 3 came out, I was all pumped and stoked for season 3. It just wasn't that good, and it wasn't just me. I think most people can agree that Mando season 3 wasn't that good. Like, the quality had dropped, and I'm not sure what the main reason for that was. Like, the first party takes like a 2.5 episode long bath, which again, Ryan George pitch meeting, love the guy. Um, um, I think I saw his review for season 3 before I ended up finished watching it. So I saw that again. The only thing I enjoyed was the last 2 episodes and the ending of the third last episode. There was a story arc where, of course, Moff Gideon was coming into play, and he would have to be fighting him, and which looked awesome. Of course, he was there with his pals, and yeah, the fighting was awesome. But other than that last arc, which was actually good arc, everything else was either mid or was bad. So season 3 wasn't that good, and there were talks before season 3 released that season 4 is going to happen. And again, I don't know what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing right now with this character, because again, after season 2 came out, Mando was really popular, right? Even if this movie came out after Book of Boba Fett, it would have made more sense, right? Because him and Grogu are both in it, right? It's not just the Mandalorian movie. But you're just undoing stuff, which is really impactful. I don't get it. Like, why do it other than just to make more money and to continue the stories of these characters, right? Because it was such an impactful ending, seeing seeing him say goodbye to Grogu, Baby Yoda, at the end of season 2 as he goes off with Luke Skywalker, who's going to train him, right? It was awesome. It looked great. But then we change that, we flip it, we reunite him in a completely different show, right? And then at the start of season 3, they're just back, no explanation whatsoever, and we just carry on with whatever needed to happen. It just made no sense, right? And they still might end up doing season 4, I guess, after this movie comes out. I'm not entirely sure, because from what I've heard, this movie is not meant to be like a big sort of event film, which is kind of what it needed, right? And not only has the hype for this character gone down, right? I think a lot of people are saying even Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and 9, while the sequel trilogy wasn't the best, people were still excited to see it, right? I'm assuming this will have better quality than Episodes 8 and 9. Like, it probably has to, right? So no doubt about that. But the interest in Disney Star Wars has been lost. Now, I think there's a Disney Plus show about, I think it was Maul, right? Star Wars Maul. Yeah, it's an animated show. It's called Shadow Lord, and I've heard pretty good things about it. But other than that, like, I really don't know what they're doing movie wise. And the next year they have, I think it was like Starfighter or something coming out with Ryan Gosling. Again, I love Ryan Gosling. I saw his last movie, Project Hail Mary. It was awesome. Go and check my review about it. So it seems weird. It's like this would have been a slam dunk, right? A lot more people would have gone to see this film if it came out right after, or a little bit after Book of Boba Fett, because there was still hype for it, right? Regardless of how bad Book of Boba Fett was, people were hyped to see season 3 after season 2, right? Even though they considered it to be pretty impactful anyway. They wanted to see, okay, what are they going to do now? It's just ridiculous. And while I did react to I think it was the official trailer when it came before, go ahead and check that out as well. I did react to that. And I thought it was fine. It looked cool. But is there a need for this movie to exist? Like, does it warrant that much, right? And, well, I can kind of see that. It's just like, we're just kind of going to keep going. It's not like this movie's closing the book on their stories or anything like that, right? Because I think they're still leaving the door open for potentially a Mando season 4 to happen, right? So is this like a season 4 in its own right, just chopped up into the runtime of a film? And then whatever after is what, like Mando season 4/5? It just doesn't make sense, right? And it's also being called the Mandalorian Grogu film, which is super long, and I think it's one of the most lazy titles you could ever come up with, honestly. I'm not going to blame them too much about it. I mean, it is true to what you're getting, but I don't know. Like, they're just going to fight some people, I guess. And it can look cool as it will, but I don't think this film is going to, like, break any records, for sure. I don't think it is, right? And, like, even if the movie is good, like, after there's some positive early buzz about it, once, like, right around the release date next month, about 1 month from now, that is, I don't know how much it's going to do for the film. Like, I just don't know, right? Because, again, the trailer we got before it didn't look half bad. It looked pretty cool. But things have changed. Things have changed. Anyways, I'm done yapping, y'all. It's also early morning, by the way, so I got my coffee with me. Anyways, let's check out the trailer. Hopefully, it does something, man. But I'm not entirely sure. Alright, there we go. I think I'll just go down here. It's fine. As long as it doesn't block anything. Sound test. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
We've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
Sigourney Weaver narrating.
Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
Right.
This isn't about revenge.
The
It's
Hutts.
about preventing another war.
Got that. Lucasfilm.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Oh man, love them. It's a bad baby. He's not a baby. He's old. All right.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
Okay.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
You good? I'll be right behind you. Go. Go. Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal.
Then it will be his turn. Monsters. The old protect the young.
Isn't he older than you? No, whatever. Lives a long life.
Protect the old.
The old protect the young protect the old.
It's time.
Are you scared?
You should
You
be.
should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.
Alright. 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 So not too much new footage. Essentially like more or less the same stuff, I guess, as expected. So yeah, we got that going on as well. And it's tough, you guys. It's tough because while it seems cool, I just don't know how excited other people are for it. Let me see what other people are saying. Now this is a trailer, still makes it Carl Weathers. Oh yeah, you guys, Carl Weathers was probably one of my favorite like actors to be a part of the show. Like I thought he did his role really well. Should this movie released on a May 4th? I don't know if it would have been too on the nose that day. I'm assuming people just want to celebrate Star Wars in its own right, so maybe it's not possible anymore. Oh well. This trailer felt more cinematic than the other ones. Yeah, it did look pretty cinematic. Look cool. Alright, you guys. I'm still interested. This trailer didn't really move the needle too much for me. Like, my reservations are still there, but I'm still gonna check it out eventually. Don't know when that's gonna be. Good thing it definitely didn't like lower my expectations. and again, I did see a trailer for this film right before I went to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That was one of the trailers that they did play. But anyways, you guys, that's it. You reached the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for being here, checking it out. Universe Reactor is out now, you guys. Take care. See you next time. Peace.